NASCAR Heat 3 is another NASCAR game in a line of many subpar to bad NASCAR games since NASCAR 8 on the PS2 along with the PS3 and Xbox 360. To really explain why I feel like this, we'll have to go through some of the game's basic functions and break it all down because the little things add up so much to a point that it hurts the overall product.
Graphics.
Let's start just on its mere looks, graphics I mean. Overall, the game does look rather okay. Yes, I know it's not breathtaking or anything, but it's for sure a step up from Heat 2 and the lighting and shading is much better. However, the interlacing issue is just as bad as ever. For a 2018 game to have something like this is just really bad and just shows how far behind the game is on hardware. Now I know graphics aren't everything, but it's something I want to point out because even the Untitled games look better along with NASCAR 08 and 09 for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Now they did have a bigger budget behind them in comparison to 704, but to be behind in a game from over 10 years ago like NASCAR 9 is just sad. Now the Xbox One version of NASCAR Heat 3 just runs awful. Frame rate drops from about 30 to 20 to 15 sometimes during the victory lane celebrations. You click on the home button and the screen goes green and it flashes. If you have epilepsy, do not play this game. Heat 3 still has random frame rate drops in the race, and when you finish said race, it just freezes for multiple seconds along with crashing on occasion on a loading screen. And I have this on digital download and Heat 2 never crashed like this. Even on the cinematic cutscenes in the career mode when you get to Cup Series, it has a really bad interlacing issue, and this is for both systems no matter what. It's a mess, and it makes it feel like we're beta testing at times with all these weird technical issues. Overall, the graphics are passable with some serious interlacing issues, and they either need to improve on their Unity engine or just go with something entirely different. By the way, yes, I know of the new Unity engine that came out in 2018, but this was during mid-production of Heat 3, so there's a chance that the next one will be using the Unity engine assets to their fullest. Only time will tell on that one.
Career mode.
Career mode has taken a somewhat overhaul from NASCAR Heat 2 with adding a fourth series and having a team owner mode where you can own your own car, purchase your chassis for certain tracks, buy and improve your car with your engine, suspension, and aero. There's a lot here to make this game more in-depth, and I appreciate the effort. You even get to hire employees and use your money to train them to get higher numbers so your car improves. To get stuff going much more quicker for the employees, you need to have 2 teams of 3 people to work on the cars for 2 weeks. So for example, if you trained your engine guy to be at 15, you need another one at 15 for aero and suspension so they can get their car rating up to 100. It's all pretty neat and cool stuff, but on execution it's very messy and flawed. For instance, every time you want to buy a track-specific chassis, it gets more and more expensive for literally no explanation and makes buying them just that much more time-consuming. On the other hand, training the employees doesn't take nearly as much money compared to chassis, so we have one that's really expensive to get, which is the chassis stuff, and then the other one, which is the employees, so things are not totally even balanced out there. Lack of stats is also one setback and has not changed at all from Heat 2. I wished in Heat 3 that there was a more in-depth and immersive stat compilation of every driver, including yourself, in the career mode, so it tallies up as you go along, which I feel like is something that was definitely not included in this, and that certainly hurts the immersion of the game a lot. Creating your own custom car is even more limited than last year, with the template being tailored to what spots you get, and you won't know what the template is until you pick it, and once you pick it, there's no going back. Sponsors is also a lacking thing, as you only get a primary per race and incentive contracts and merch, which is an undisclosed amount that you get per race, but it generally goes by if you finish good, you'll get high merch. If you don't finish as well, you'll get low merch. It needs some serious overhaul to make it better. Have it like Thunder 04 where you have to finish ahead of someone, qualify in a certain area, have your average finish or overall finishing position factor into the amount you get per race for money. Thunder 04 had a primary, secondary, associates, and 2 participation awards for just doing them as ways to get money and things to be included on the car during career mode to add money to your overall salary per race. Also, not to mention paying for the crew, and you get happiness bonus rewards for stuff, and also there's just way more things that factor into the overall price than just 3 things. Maybe 4 if you can include those incentive contracts. All that stuff just adds so much more to the career and makes earning money when you actually do well feel that much more satisfying, which is why people love NASCAR Thunder 2004 so very much, and Heat 3 just doesn't quite have that level of satisfaction when you run well or finish well. I'm mentioning Thunder 04 a lot because it's the catalyst for most people's favorite NASCAR game and has all the features the fans want. We aren't asking for any new innovation aspects here, we're just asking for things that we had in the game over 16 years ago now. Now, onto the rival system in career. To put it bluntly, it's the same as Heat 2. The time it takes to decay a rival over time has not improved, and if it did, it's such a minor improvement that I cannot even tell the difference. In my Heat 3 career mode, it took Michael Annett and Spencer Gallagher well over a season and a half to fully not be rivals anymore. They will take you out, run you off the track so many times that I made a counter for it, and the counter spanned over 150 plus instances of them hitting me or running into me, and it's just absolutely just insane. It is without a doubt the absolute worst rival system in any NASCAR game that has implemented it since NASCAR Thunder 2004. I don't count NASCAR 2011 the game because it just had the word rival over the car and they didn't race differently or anything of it. But if you want to be technical, it's better than that, so congratulations. Also, the rivals should slowly decay over time and it should not take that long, like a season and a half. In Thunder 04, when you have a driver negative 100 in rival points, by the end of the race it'll go down a little bit. It may take 2 to 4 races for it to go down without even hitting them, but then there's instances in Heat 3 where I'm nowhere near them and it still won't go down. Like, I could be completely leading the race and not anywhere near them and it won't go down. It's just bad. One neat feature that is in NASCAR Heat 3 is being able to sim your races in career mode, but it was only added in a patch, which is just bizarre, because if you're having multiple series and stuff and you're racing them and you're in them and whatnot, like, how would that not be an option? It was just bizarre, but I mean, at least it's in the game now. But there's also another, like, really odd thing where, like, for example, the Truck Series has a race at Vegas as well as the Xfinity and Cup on the same weekend, but in Heat 3, it's like a week after. Next part. Oh, no truck race again? There should have been a truck race at Vegas by now. Next week. Ooh, another Xfinity race. Where is the Truck Series? Where's Vegas? They're going to be going into Martinsville. No, not this week. Next week, I guess. But, man, they're going to be heading into that. I don't... how is this going to work? Are we going to have, like, 2, like, truck races on, like, Wednesday and Saturday on the same week? I mean, I guess. That's how it seems like so far. But yeah, it's weird that Vegas is in the schedule, like, the 3rd race, even though that should have been months ago. Also, even in career mode, there's 2 road course races back-to-back, and no matter what you do, one of those 2 road course races, you can't use your maxed-out equipment. I don't know why that's a thing. It's just dumb. Yeah, that's right. We got 2 road courses back-to-back, and there's no real way there's no 2 road course chassis to kind of... Alright, well, we're going to have to use a different chassis for that road course. It's kind of dumb that's like that. Like, you like, no matter what, you have to take a penalty. Why couldn't you just have another road course one? Like, why? You did it for the short tracks, and that only appeared once on the schedule where it was like 2 races back-to-back, and... oh my god, whatever. So to top it off, career mode is a step up, but it's still extremely flawed, and that's the next segment we're going to go into further detail, because it makes this game more miserable playing career mode than anything, and it's so bad it needed its own entire segment.
Parody.
I never seen a game where a player versus the AI is so unbalanced and unfair that it just ruins whatever the game had going for it in this regard. These Windfall clips here will explain it better than I can.
Man, the grass in this game sucks, but...
Careful, still there.
There. Oh, that's bullshit! That's bullshit! That is proof that the AI... They ride on different terms. They play on different rules. That's bullshit. If that was me, I would have stuck like a hair in a biscuit in the fucking sand. But instead, he just slid right through it like it was nothing. What a load of shit. This game's some shit, man. I've never seen a game
Careful, still there.
that's just so one-sided with the AI. What a crock. Just what an absolute crock. I don't think you're a rival. Oh. Oh, you kidding? Whatever, man. Fine. Oh, God. I slid in, and I just, that little poop, it topped me. Right, a little double white line, a dotted white line. It just, whoop, spin right around every time. How the fuck am I supposed to pass anybody if I just, whoop, tap, then I end up with a dotted white line, whoop, spin. Every time. Unbelievable.
Hold your line.
Oh, what the fuck? And then Kurt Busch just sends it into my leg. You got a problem, Kurt? Kurt Busch can drive down on the dotted white line and go past everybody, but I can't.
You're clear.
That's good. Good for him. Look at Ricky Stenhouse driving down there on the dotted white line. Glad that works for him, too.
Contact model isn't improved, and if it is, yet again, it's so small I can't tell a difference in it. No little tap on the side of the car should ping-pong you around so easily, and it just absolutely hurts the game and makes playing it really, really hard, difficult, just for simple little touches like that.
Hard air's on the outside.
Okay, that I can't believe a tap like that actually affected me that much. That was ridiculous. It sent my car. Oh, sorry, Chase. I needed a blocker there. It sent my car straight down onto the apron, and I had no control over it.
Almost forgot to shift right there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta... And the fact that there's no caution for that really just chaps my ass. Honestly, I don't care. Come on, dude. Can we talk about how stupid that is? I mean, I'm trying to find the comedy in it. I'm really upset about what happened right there. The ping-ponging is unbelievable. The game physics, yet again, unbelievable. There's no reason what happened right there. There's absolutely no reason why what happened should have happened. And I don't know what in the world is going on here in front of me. Is that Jamie McMurray? You just going to go put it in the wall? No, that's not even him. That was Kligerman. I just want to see what happened here. I definitely come up, but I mean, that's such slight contact. The fact that it practically killed me is unbelievable. So I guess if we're going to be placing blame on anybody, you can put it on me. But the fact that this is the outcome of such slight contact, I mean, I'm trying to find a good angle for it here. Like, I definitely come up. Like, there's no denying that, obviously. But the fact that contact that slight, I mean, look at that. And I wish the camera would stop moving like this. Look at this. This overhead view is probably going to be the best one we have. Look at that. That's how light the contact was. I should have the car right here. The car should be safe because it's such light contact. I have it steering the right way, but no, the ping-ponging has to happen. The car has to go back the other way, and then by this time you're gone. Like, look at that. Look at that change of direction. I know this is incredibly overanalyzing this one accident, but the fact that this ping-ponging issue is continued for so long.
It's just really frustrating. That's really all it is. I mean, I think I've said it on endless occasions how broken the physics are on this game. And they really need to focus on that with hopefully a new physics engine / game engine. Because it's just really frustrating. It makes it not fun at certain points. I thought they fixed the whole bouncing off of things. But every time a car touches you on the right or left rear quarter panel, you just die every single time, and it's just beyond ridiculous, and it ruined our race. And so now we're not even going to be able to get the top 5 position. That incentive contract is done, and we'll probably finish in the back somewhere. There's no point in running back here. I'm just gonna turn myself. Oh look, see, I come straight down on someone and I just ricochet back to the right instead of when I get hooked on the left rear, I should be going straight to the inside wall. The physics are just completely broken. They don't make any sense. If I'm turning hard left across someone's nose, I should go sideways to the inside wall. I should not be ricocheting back to the right. Oh my god, it's so broken. That is the end of our race. I want to drive head on into the wall real quick. Again, I should be going straight up the track. I should not be ricocheting back. That's going to bother me for like the rest of the time I play this game now.
You can full throttle them at Watkins Glen and nothing happens, or you can hit them really hard and sometimes they just won't spin. It's just they act like bricks still, and I don't want it to be like Dirt Daytona where like a little tap will spin them around instantly, and I don't want it to be just flooring them does nothing. There's got to be an in between, and I feel like that still hasn't been reached yet. Even when it comes to some of the hot seat races, you are just clearly and blatantly slower than all the other 3-star teams. It's just so unfair of a challenge, and also not to mention, it's completely bullshit. For example, in the first Cup Series hot seat race offer you'll get will be at Martinsville, and it'll be for a 3-star team, while the other 3-star teams you're racing against should normally be comparable to your speed, but you are just clearly put at a completely disadvantage from the other 3-star drivers, and it's just not fun. It's not fun at all.
That's all we're gonna do, man. We're just gonna be piling into people. I don't even know how the hell we're supposed to pass. Because look at this. It's like it's literally like you put my grandma's 99 Camry out there, and this is how much straightaway speed we have. It is unbelievable how much we get pulled. Like, that's not fair. At least give me something. It's incredible they made me this slow. Incredible. Like, and this is a spot where, like, speed really shouldn't even matter. If we're this slow in Martinsville, imagine what we're going to be, like, in a mile and a half. Or anything above a half-mile track. This just ain't right. I applaud them for making it a challenge, but I'm not sure if this is totally realistic. But then again, that kind of goes back to the ratings suck because, okay, we all know JTG isn't very good, but they ought to have a little bit more straightaway speed than a couple of these guys back here. It's a damn good thing, too, that I messed with the fourth gear, because the fourth gear that came, like, default, like, it made you have so little horsepower that, man, the fourth gear they gave you, oh, it was so bad. You came out of the corner like, oh, and just, like, there was just nothing in it, so I had to change the fourth gear around to make sure I had a little bit of something coming out of the corner until where it was close to hitting the chip by the end of the straightaway and get the most out of the gear we possibly can. But as you can see, it's still not enough. There's just a line of people back there waiting to get by me. This is just horseshit, man. Oh, man, once again, there should be a challenge, but not a challenge where you can't do anything about, man. Let me race. Let me fucking race. Like, obviously there should be car limitations, but this is a skill track, man. Let me skill. I can't skill when you don't give me a fucking car with an appropriate engine. Like, it's not even close.
And not to mention the fact that in career mode, when you start your own team, the parity is just as bad. You can have an 85 car rating, and you're still shit. You can have a 90 car rating, still shit. It's unbelievable. It is just mind-boggling, because because you start at 70. That's the lowest you can go, and the highest is 100. So you would think 85, okay, that you should be about mid-pack, right? No, you're just shit. It's stupid. It's awful. There's no fun to be had when you upgrade half of your equipment and you don't do any better. It's ridiculous. And then, God forbid, if you go to Auto Club and you have a 90 engine, oh, Morgan Shepherd will just outrun you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I can. I can't get any more straightaway speed out of it. That's not how it works. You just gotta chug along until we can be fast enough to a point where we can have straightaway speed. But it's just unfortunate, though, because, like, half the time, like, once again, it doesn't matter how good you are, really. You're just, like, automatically slow, especially at tracks like at Phoenix where, like, it actually requires, a little bit of skill. Like, you can outskill a lot of people there. This track, I mean, it's pretty reliant, obviously, on being fast, but I don't know. That's the part that always bugs me. I always talk about it all the time. Like, I love Morgan Shepherd and all, but come on, man. Are you really going to make it to where he's 2 seconds quicker than me? How much time has he already gained on me? 4.5 seconds. Is that really what this is going to be? Like, really? Why do we have, like, 3 to 5 star teams? We should have 1 to 5 star teams. Actually, we should have negative 5 star teams to 5 star teams. That way, apparently I'm negative 5. Morgan Shepherd's probably 1. And then everybody else is so up the ladder. 3-star team. What a my fucking ass. We don't even get stars if we're my own team. That's probably why. We're just going to make them so shit when they start off their teams. We're not even going to give them a star rating because we're not allowed to go that low. 6 seconds off Morgan Shepherd, Jeff Green. Don't let this distract you from the fact that Chad Fincham, Jeff Green, and Morgan Shepherd have all put 20-plus seconds of track time on me in this 10-plus lap run.
It's awful. It's some of the worst bullshit stuff I've ever seen in playing all these NASCAR games over the years. I mean, it's just pitiful. And it's not fun at all when that shit happens. Because you can't skill, you can't race anyone. There's nothing to be had. Overall, the parity in this game is just so bad. It's so apparently just... They put you at such a disadvantage, and just makes the whole playing experience so much more miserable. And tracks like Darlington And Bristol, tracks that are really fun to race at, or really any track that has seams or transition, it just instantly just snaps you. It does it at Bristol, does it at Kansas, does it at Homestead. It just makes it shouldn't be that exaggerated. You can look back on games like NASCAR 15, and the driving model is rock solid across the board. You have you have to let up at Atlanta. There's braking involved. A lot of the tracks, it's just not on the throttle, off the throttle time at mile and a half. There's a little bit more to it. Here, it's just the same issues, just like in Heat Evolution, and it hasn't really gotten better. And God Almighty, it's just really it was just rough playing the career mode with how shitty the parity is. It's just awful.
Tire wear.
From Heat Evolution in 2016 to now in NASCAR Heat 3, tire wear has been an issue, most primarily the tire fall off. As the run goes on, especially at tracks like Atlanta, you should lose time considerably. It makes tire wear like this really, really bad when I can go full throttle at Atlanta, wide open, completely wide open the whole run, and I never have to let up the gas once. Like, it's just bad. It's just bad. Atlanta is a track where tire wear is a big thing, as well as throttle control, other sorts of things, and that's not even the case there at all. Like, it's just not even close to being real life. Like, not even in the same like universe. Now again, I don't mind having tire fall off, but it appears to me that even the AI don't have the proper tire fall off like you do. For example, in my career mode, I had a maxed out car at Richmond, and I pulled away from the field, but once my tires start to wear out just that little bit, they catch me right back. This issue is even more horrendous at tracks like Daytona and Talladega. As your tires wear, you lose speed. It's just nonsensical, and it kind of breaks the game with how bad that is, and it's not even close to how tire wear really works. You don't lose straightaway speed, or speed in general, from lack of tire grip.
I think we're about to lose it right now. Oh, man. Yeah. There went. It took a couple more laps than usual, but all of a sudden we just kind of, like, lose the pack. It's got to be a tire wear, right? We're down to 82%. All of a sudden we just start losing straightaway speed, and yeah. It's like I have lost horsepower. Horses has just magically fallen the fuck out of my car. I was just keeping up with everybody like 2 laps ago, and all of a sudden, it's like my engine reverts back to a fucking John Deere mower engine. What the fuck? What the fuck? No, go ahead, Carl. Go ahead. This is fucking stupid. Cause that tire wear, man. It's all about that tire wear. I burn up the right front. I forgot how much horsepower that takes away.
Even if all the tire fall-offs for every track is good, what ruins it is the parity once again. The AI simply don't wear like you do, and there's nothing you can do about it. It completely ruins your enjoyment because you're constantly being reminded of how off-balance things are when you see that. It's apparent at every track. But naturally, the worse the tire fall-off, the more you'll lose ground to your opponents, just simply because you have the proper tire fall-off. This issue is one of many things that ruined NASCAR 8 and 09 on the Xbox 360 and PS3, as well as NASCAR 2011 and Inside Line. Also, the AI could just pin it on the bottom of the corner easily at the most god-awful angles and will get a major run. This is a term that I call poking. Anyone that plays this game will experience it after a while, and it's annoying beyond belief because they can do these superhuman bonsai moves and you can't. Things like this break the game, and after 3 iterations of this series, I've had enough of it. An issue starting since Heat Evolution is the lack of rules and the still missing events like the Busch Clash, aka the Bud Shootout, Daytona Duels, and the All-Star Race. The latter has no excuse to not be in there, as it's in there in real life, and they already have the tracks to do it. It's just pure laziness to not include it. Rules, on the other hand, are just either missing or flat out wrong. Where's the going below the yellow line rule? How come there could be cautions on the white flag, an issue that still has been going on and existing since Heat 2? How it's still an issue in Heat 3 is mind-boggling. It's just absolutely horrendous, and there's no absolutely no excuse that that's still an issue in Heat 3. Now to clarify, I mean a caution coming out on the white flag of a scheduled distance race, not on a green-white checkered one. Again, I have to reiterate, how the fuck can you not even get the basic rules of that right? Now, even in EA games and Utenix ones, cautions won't come out on the white flag and end the race. Now, it's still a problem there, but it's nowhere near as bad as the race stopping and ruining a likely chance of you winning. It's utterly bad and pathetic that these things aren't included and fixed.
Paint booth.
Once more, this game has a paint booth, and I'm putting this in air quotes because it's not truly a paint booth, but merely templates of schemes to pick from. Sounds awesome, right? Well, first, let's compare templates from past NASCAR games. But first, let's actually talk about Heat 3, because this is what the whole video is being based on. So, NASCAR Heat 3 has 10 template schemes to choose from, and 15 tire rim styles to pick from. NASCAR Thunder 2002 has 15 templates to pick from, and 7 number fonts to pick from. NASCAR Thunder 2003 has 27 template schemes and 9 number fonts to pick from. NASCAR Thunder 2004 has 33 template schemes, 7 numbers to choose from that are under 100, and 15 number fonts. NASCAR 2005 has 40 template schemes to pick from, 62 numbers to choose from, and 15 number fonts to pick from. NASCAR 06 Total Team Control has 25 template schemes, 59 numbers to choose from, and 33 number fonts to pick. NASCAR 07 has 25 template schemes, 0 numbers from under 100, wow, and 21 number fonts to pick. NASCAR 08 on the PS2 has 25 template schemes, 0 numbers under 100, that's really bad actually, and 32 number fonts. NASCAR 09 on the PS2 may have the same sort of things, but I don't really know because I don't have that version of the game on the PS2. NASCAR 2011 has a fully fledged paint booth. Now I'm unsure of how good it is because I don't use the paint booth too much, but there are no templates to pick from. Inside Line has 32 templates to pick from, 100 numbers to choose from, and 10 different number fonts. NASCAR 14 has 15 templates to pick, 10 number fonts, 56 numbers to choose from, and a full custom paint booth. NASCAR 15 has 15 templates to choose from, 10 number fonts, 48 numbers to choose from, and a custom paint booth. Heat Evolution had no paint booth. NASCAR Heat 2 has 8 template schemes to pick from, and 4 number fonts to pick, as well as 0 number font changes, but 10 different rim style colors. So yeah, just to compare, NASCAR Heat 3 has 2 more paint scheme templates than Heat 2. Congratulations, what a joke. So pretty much, no matter how you swing at it, Heat 3's paint booth, and in fact all of the 704 games paint booth, is lacking on every basis when you compare it to the old NASCAR games. The fact that they barely improved anything with the paint booth, instead of just adding just 2 templates and 5 more different tire colors or rims, that's really the only changes they did. So yeah, congratulations, you improved it barely.
ESports and Multiplayer.
When I first heard that 704 is doing esports, I genuinely laughed because this game is nowhere near ready for something like that. I'll explain why. One of the biggest issues is on one screen you can be running into someone on theirs, but on the others you're nowhere near them, which causes big problems as you don't know how close to get to someone before you wreck them. This is usually called netcoding or lag bubbles, as this issue is found on old Utenix games as well. Online lobbies are also really bad as the host still has no control over starting your lobby, as when the person joins the counter goes down for 59 seconds. When you're the host, you get back into the lobby with only 30 seconds left. It's just unexcusable that 3 games in and the host still can't control when the lobby starts for the race. Along with the online lobbies, the one neat feature 704 did add was a spectating mode, so if you join the lobby mid-race you can watch other people. While it is a good idea, how it's executed is just terrible. When you spectate, you have no clue what position people are in, and there's no lap counter. It's so hard to focus on what is going on when you have no idea what lap it even is. You do get what lap it is when you join the lobby, but that isn't enough. And yet again, it's one of those things where it's just mind-boggling that it's not in the game to better convenient the player, along with the position people are in. What you do get is a live race with the lineup, which tells you who is in the race, but not in any position order, so it's just ultimately useless. You also get a nationwide logo, which adds nothing. You could change the camera to other drivers, but with that, it still doesn't make up for the just mere lack of information for the player, especially for the core leagues, and any other league in general, including esports too. The only way to get actual information from people that are even spectating is if you're watching a live stream and you have to go to the other tab to look at what lap it is and everything. Like, you shouldn't have to open up multiple tabs to see from other people's perspectives to see what lap it is and what position they're in. It's awful. Yet again, it's just terrible. Also, the yellow flag system for online is really bizarre. Sometimes a one-car wreck can bring out a yellow, and then sometimes not. Sometimes a big crash won't bring it out. It's just extremely inconsistent. One interesting aspect of the esports thing is how 704 said they had a lot of tracking information to know if players are hitting the wall, hitting others, and just a lot of tracking information from what they've been telling us on Twitter about stuff. I now have to ask, why can't we have all these specific detailed things for offline races and even in career mode? It seems like it would be a neat thing to have all those detailed stats, right? Nah, never mind, I'm nuts. What 704 needs to do is not focus so much of their time on the esports tournament and worry about actually improving their game. It's just a waste of time and energy. As I was recording this, a new piece of information came out where there's new people that have been employed for 704, and it seems like management has been kind of changed around a little bit. Now, while that's good and all, they hired these new people and management's been kind of moved around, all for esports. they hired new people for esports and to promote it, and it seems like they're going to be doubling down on it for NASCAR Heat 4, which is terrifying because that's going to potentially take away any sort of development or progression of the game. And there's just so much red flags for hearing that kind of stuff, because it leaves the impression that all they're going to be doing is just worrying about esports, and that's the last thing they got to worry about. Of all the games on Earth to worry about esports, this is not the game to do it. It's not even close for esports ready. It's just a joke.
But I can't lie. This is disturbing. All of this stuff, this direction, they do seem almost solely focused, at least in terms of this article. They're just talking about esports, online multiplayer, tournaments, all this other crap. I just want a good offline fucking game. And they hired all these people. I didn't hear one thing about, oh, we also hired extra developers to continue working on the career mode and making sure we can add the type of things people have been asking for. Those are the type of things I want to hear. But now, okay, they're hiring people, and it's all these motorsports network people from marketing, esports. It's like, what the fuck is going on? 704 is undergoing some changes, and I really think it just, from the looks of this, and it's early, it just looks to me like they're pushing this in a bad direction. All I saw in this article, all I'm hearing from these people is esports this, esports that. I'm fucking tired of it.
One thing that has been quite apparent with NASCAR Heat 3 is the level of detail and Twitter replies 704 gives fans on questions of the game. In fact, this is one thing while it's really cool, but it's also bad in other ways. The main issue I have with it is that people have to go on Twitter and to fish out these questions through Ed Martin or Sean Wilson's Twitter just to get any sort of insight on the game coming out. There's even many weird instances that they forget how many new paint schemes templates are in the game. Considering that this was only 2 new added ones from Heat 2 to Heat 3, it's just baffling how he forgets such a small change, and also just his mere reply to the question. This isn't like he was asked in real life or in person, just caught like on the spot. This was a Twitter reply where he had ample time to reply to it and give his actual answer. It's just really weird. A lot of the time, you'll be just surfing through Twitter and going through these people's accounts, just hoping for any new little information to come out. Because on the actual NASCAR Heat 3 official site, they don't do anything. There's nothing there that gives you anything, or even on their YouTube page. So it's like you actually forcefully have to go out of your way to get any sort of information. To get even more further details on stuff like this with Heat 3 news and stuff that came out, absolutely check out Disco Inferno's YouTube channel, because he covers a lot of this stuff from Heat 3, Heat 2, and all that stuff, and he gave his opinions on the matter at the time, and about 99% of the time, I agree with the points he makes, and I think he brings up excellent points, and he absolutely deserves way more praise and notice. So I definitely want to give him a shout out. So you can definitely check out his channel, and you can go through his videos and stuff on the Heat 3 news, because there's just weird instances like that here and there, like the paint scheme thing, like the guy didn't know, like just things like that is just, it's worth checking out to know little extra bits of information. But yeah, for the most part with Heat 3 news stuff, a lot of the information that we got was on Twitter. It really didn't really get much from the trailer or any sort of dev diary. A lot of it was just from Twitter. But like, again, the weird issue is, you think they would maybe announce this stuff on their actual website or YouTube. I feel like it would be a more efficient way of doing it, but instead they just do it on Twitter for the smallest niche audience who are just hardcore fans looking for any news on the game. And that, I feel, is their biggest problem. Instead of doing stuff just strictly on Twitter with news, they got to put it up on their site. They got to make make videos of it on YouTube. Make a video talking about things that are going to be included in the game. Fans, I think, of any kind, no matter if they're hardcore or not, would want to know. I'm going to take a page out of Disco Inferno's book here, but this is not like a story-driven game or any sort of thing where you have to hide and keep secrets from the fans. It's a racing game. You don't need to hide things that are going to be in the game or not tell us. I feel like it's just kind of one of those common sense things but I guess it's not. I don't know.
Final thoughts.
NASCAR Heat 3 is a step up from Heat 2 in ways, but in others, it's just a miserable experience for me to play through. Just because the car ratings from 70 to 85 do nothing to improve the car, and you're just better off simming the races until you're at least 10 times over the required limit to start a team, because otherwise you'll just be in for an awful time where 3-star cars just run you over, and car contact's so touchy you'll swear it's not improved from Heat 2 at all. Now, I am using custom setups because it's the only way to have a chance, and you will be much faster with them compared to the slider setups the game gives you. But it's super unstable and it does float around. You'll be wrecking off cars so easily, or the car just moves around so much it just looks like you're drunk driving. I've never played a game that was just so unfun to play, and just how unfair it is compared to the user versus the AI. They put you in a 3-star car in Martinsville and you're going like 105 miles an hour without even adjusting to setup. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, when you're given a car like that, there's just no chance of you succeeding unless you just simply lower the difficulty, which is certainly an option, but man, like, it's not even close. Even the parity, objectively, it's just terrible to do. All they did was just take horsepower away from you so much to the point that you can't do anything with it. I'm repeating all this stuff from points earlier in this video just because I can't stress enough how miserable it was playing this year's game and its career mode. Despite all the negatives and everything I've said in this video, I do truly want 704 to improve and get better. I don't want Heat 4 to be another added series where there's a now 5th series into the game and negating all these sort of problems because they're just focused on this new series. I want things to be improved and fixed, and they do not need to add more stuff to the game anymore. I think at this point they just need to just fix the core aspects of the game to make it more enjoyable. There's so much things to talk about in this game. I'm sure I'm still missing aspects like the scripted events in the last stage of the race where a caution comes out no matter what. Like, that always happens. And there's really never an instance where you can do a race and it'll go caution free. Even if you have the caution flag set to relaxed yellows, it will still happen. I don't know. Even if you turn the stages off too and just try to have a race where it just goes green or just it's long run, it just doesn't happen. I don't know. And again, maybe that's just me liking just long runs in a game where it's kind of fun to see how things play out like that, but it never really happens. And it really gets, like I said, scripted and very predictable when cautions always come out and like near the end of the race, or if you're doing like, if you have stages, which I'm sure most people probably do, it always happens. There's always a caution in the last stage, and I don't even want to get into like the pitting, because that's even wrong. There's just so much things to talk about.
What's even worse is that if you get late into a race, it's one of the last pit stops of the race. Once again, tire wear doesn't matter to the AI cars, and if it's under caution, they'll come in, they'll take like 2 tires at a track where I'll be running like 60% right front. I obviously need tires, but the AI don't, and so they take like no tires or 2 tires, and then I lose 30 spots. That's what I'm assuming happens there towards the end of the race. I don't know how many times it's happened to me late in the race, that late race pit stop, and I lose just 30 spots because the AI don't need tires. That's so frustrating, man. That's so frustrating. Now I have to take 4 tires. I have to take 4 tires because my tire wear is bad. Just like everybody else's should be. However, I will take short fuel. Not like it should matter, because I'm taking 4 tires anyways. But I'll take a half can of fuel, and that should be just plenty. And I lost 18 spots. Yay! My favorite. I love this game. I absolutely love it. Why did I lose time? Probably because I didn't take 2 tires or 0 tires like everybody else. Because nobody else has tire wear like me. Because it's NASCAR Heat 3. And there went all my spots that I worked hard to block for the entire race. I blocked my way all up to, 16th? And all it took was one ignorant pit stop and one ignorant part of the game to lose me every single one of my spots and ruin my entire race. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Fuck you, game.
It's just so many things like that. There's just never ending things to complain about, and I don't like to complain, but good lord, there's just so much things to break down, and things that are just really freaking stupid, like those things. I think that's it for my rant review video thing here. This took me way too long to get this made and uploaded. There was just so much to it that I had to put together. This was for sure my most ambitious editing project thing I've ever did for the channel, and definitely one of the most time-consuming things, as there was a script with over like 2,500 words. There was a lot to it that I just wasn't used to, and I learned a lot through it, so I feel like it was certainly worth doing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just a lot to put together. I want to give a big shout out to my Tier 3 Patreon supporters: Adele Reynolds, Bros, KamikazeGames, Ronnie Lazzarine, Dave 500 Champ 15, Racing News Now, Alan Gray, MotorsportsGames, Robert Dillon, and Zach Page for a donation again. I can't thank you guys enough for your support and contribution to the channel and dealing with the lack of uploads, because this video took so long to make. I had to kind of put less into upload stuff, and also personal life stuff kind of got in the way too. But even if that stuff never happened, I probably would have still cut down on the uploads just to put more time into making this, because Let's Plays are so much easier to put together than actual edited reviews. So I had to put something to the side, and that's what I had to do to get this out. So thank you guys for sticking through and being patient, as well as everybody else that is subscribed to the channel too. Thanks for watching, and I really do hope Heat 4 will be better. So here's to hoping.